What is going on, everybody? Welcome over here to the channel. Today we kick it off with episode 11 of the Shipwrecked series. So let's get right into this. We're still over here still on October 1st. We still got some daylight left. And we're going to go ahead and put in a new field today. But first, I need to refuel the tractor, and hopefully this doesn't cost us too much. $131, I mean, that's not too bad. But we were getting kind of low, and I figured we were going to need it, especially for this task. Now, this is going to be our very first field. I'm not exactly sure how big I'm going to put it in yet. I'll probably determine that as we're going and how long it actually takes. But I'm going to go ahead and put in a grass field for our first actual field. Even though we've got all this grass we can cut, at least this way I can get a field in. We can start getting a dedicated, plot for that. I do think we'll end up with more hay off an actual field than we will just cutting all this brush and everything. At least that's kind of what I'm hoping. Otherwise, it might be a waste. But if anything, we're at least getting a field in the ground. So, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So, let me take a quick look. I wish we could do alfalfa on this map. That would be awesome. But we don't have that luxury. Now, I could, in theory, do a wheat field. Let me do a quick check on harvesters here and see what we could get away with. I could do something like that. Actually, that's kind of cheap. Even this John Deere one's kind of cheap. John Deere 45 holds 1,800 liters. I mean, we could work our way up towards that. It's not a bad idea. Everything else is going to be kind of out of our price range. Unless I could go with one of these too. You know what? I could grab a gleaner as well. We could easily earn 45,000. I didn't really think this all the way through. And I think that is technically in our budget if we grind out the winter. You know what? Let's go ahead and just start putting a field in. And then... Oh, I gotta create field. There we go. Let's go ahead and start putting a field in. And I can start thinking about that as we kind of go along. Like, I was kind of thinking combine was out of the equation just because it cost quite a bit. But I think we still have enough time throughout winter to where we could actually cut down a bunch of these trees and still be able to make it. And it looks like we're actually handling this hill pretty well. I was a little concerned because the horsepower on this cultivator's rated a little bit high compared to the horsepower we have in the tractor. But it looks like it's doing fairly good. We hit 3 miles an hour there for a second, which isn't too bad. Now, I'm not really going to go with straight edges. I'm just going to I don't know. We'll round it out here at the top a little bit. That works. That's not bad. Okay. Maybe I will go with a decent sized field here. I figured this was going to take a lot longer than what I anticipated, but it looks like it's handling fairly good. Plus, we've got quite a bit of ground that we can do downhill, and we're cruising at 9 miles an hour. So I can live with that. I think we may go ahead and do I'll have to check the crops again to see exactly what we can put in the field right now, and kind of decide from that. But let's go ahead. Let's kick on the radio for a bit. Let's get this field in the ground, and we'll go from there. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. I honestly thought that was going to take us quite a bit of time, but we did it fairly quickly. And we've actually got a decent-sized field in there. Now, I thought about it for a little bit, and I think I'm going to go ahead and continue with my first plan, and that's to toss in a grass field there. Because I think we may go ahead and possibly pick up a few animals, but we're gonna need some hay for that. I may go ahead and grab some goats. We're not gonna do a big pasture or anything, but at least this way we'll be able to constantly feed them. And I don't exactly know how these fields grow back here, or if it's anything like a typical grass field. I mean, if that were the case, it would actually do us fairly well, but I'm not exactly sure. Plus, it'll allow me to save some extra money to be able to purchase some more land instead of having to buy a combine right away. And then it'll also allow us to save some money for some buildings, because we need to get this equipment picked up. It's starting to look pretty sad out here, honestly. So I think, yeah, we want the lime. Let's go ahead and we're going to spread some lime on this field. I have a feeling I'm going to be making a couple trips for this, but let's find out. And then, oh, I won't even be able to check that yet. Never mind. I was thinking about auto steer lines, but technically this tractor shouldn't have GPS, so we're not gonna do it that way. Oh yeah, this would be a piece of cake. Won't take no time at all to get all this lime spread. And honestly, we're not burning up as much lime as I thought we were going to. I thought we'd be empty by this first pass here. So that's cool. I'm happy with that. It'll take one full load of lime, or not quite a full load of lime, but one full lime spreader worth? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I'm trying to say there. But we won't be putting a ton of lime into this field, so that's great. But this is going very quick. I'm very happy with this. We should be able to get our first cutting off of it probably by April, if I had to guess. So that'll give us quite a bit of time to make some more money doing some tree work, and then we should be able to buy some more property by that time, and it should go very, very well. I do think I'm going to, as soon as I don't know. You guys comment down below what I should do here. Now, I want to change out our lumber mill and go with something a little bit slower than it is. I feel like the one we have is, honestly, I'm going to say unfair to the point of this series. Trying to make it fairly difficult. And the cycles per month are 240. But the other lumber mills are about 24 cycles per month. Now, should I sell the lumber mill and have to buy the other one? Or can we just sell this one and replace it with another lumber mill that's actually got the right cycles per month? Comment down below what you guys think I should do. Should I have to grind out the extra money to get the proper sawmill that does less for us? Or can I go ahead and sell it off and just replace it with another one? And it's going to be less cycles per month. I'll let you guys decide what I should do there. See how fast we'll be able to see this. About 9 miles an hour. I wonder what the uphill is. Oh, we hit 10. That's not bad. Ooh. Ooh, this is gonna be hard. This slowed way down. The lowest we hit was 2 miles an hour. I wonder if I shouldn't just go downhill every time. I mean, I'd be burning a little more fuel, but we would definitely get it done a little quicker. Between the cultivator and the seeder, I honestly did not expect the seeder to go as slow as this. I figured the cultivator, because we didn't have the rated horsepower for it, was where we were going to have an issue. I'm actually blown away. I'm shocked. I mean, we made it to the top of the hill, but not very graciously. Our old 4020 struggled for that. And downhill, we're going 11. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drive up to the top of the hill and seed on the way down. I think that's more... We may actually be burning less fuel that way. Well, our seed rate's going pretty low, but it's definitely going through some fertilizer. I don't know if I'll be able to make the whole field with what we have in there. It'll be close. It'll definitely be very, very close. Well, we're making some progress. This is definitely not a fast seeding job by any means. I'm still blown away that the cultivator was able to go faster than the seeder. That just kind of blows my mind, honestly. I figured it'd be the opposite way around. But we're getting there. Making slow progress. Yeah, I went ahead and tried it again to go up this way, and it is still super slow. I thought maybe after we lost a little weight from the solid fertilizer, it would go maybe a little quicker, but I don't think that plays a factor in this game. Like, you would think if you lost some weight there that it would pull a little quicker. I mean, I guess it kind of did. We didn't hit 3 miles an hour. The lowest we... As I say that, and it just hit 3. I was going to say, for most of that, it was like 4 or 5. I am curious if weight actually plays a factor like that when you start to run out of seed or fertilizer, if things get easier to pull. And it looks like the sun is starting to go down on us. We should have enough daylight to finish this, though. Only thing we gotta do next is roll the field. Now, I think what I'm gonna have to do is I may have to get a sprayer for some weeds. I can't recall if weeds will start to grow into grass or not like this. I don't think they will. I think we should be okay. We may not have to get one. I don't know why I did this again. I should have just went straight up and came down. Oh well. Okay, apparently I do have precision farming on this playthrough. I did not know that. I just so happened to close the menu and I look up in the top left and it's showing my nitrogen level. I thought I had it shut off. I may go ahead and turn that off. And then we don't have to worry about that. And last little bit. And we finally got a grass field, which is kind of nice. Alright. Let's go ahead and we'll drag this back over here. We'll move our fertilizer spreader here shortly. I'm not going to worry about it right now. This yard's an absolute mess, though. I've got equipment scattered everywhere. I need a barn. I need a barn bad. Only problem though with that, now that I'm thinking about it, is we're like on a slope. Big time. I think what I'm going to have to do is, if I want to get a barn, I mean, I could put something down here. It's a little flatter. Problem is, I just don't want to put a lot of work into dirt work, because that's going to be expensive, and we really don't have the funds for that. Okay, it looks like we're lowered. And we are rolling. Sweet. But I don't want to put in a bunch of dirt work money, because that's going to get pricey. I think what we're going to do over the winter time is uh, try to earn enough money with our lumber mill to at least buy 2 more plots of land. The next plot of land that we buy isn't going to be beneficial, other than it's going to be flat ground. I don't think there's any trees on this next lot that's right above this hill, but at least it's nice and flat. We can start putting a couple buildings down so we can store our equipment at least, because we don't have the extra money to toss into dirt work and leveling the ground. I don't want to deal with that right now. Later down the road, it won't be a big deal, but for now, I gotta be as sparingly with our funds as possible. And the roller's just as slow. It's actually slower than the cedar. I'm wondering why it's getting these random boosts of power though, which is kind of weird. Even though the slope's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, especially if we look at it like this angle. I may do the same thing that I did with the cedar. Just come to the top and go down. I think we're going to have to earn some more money to buy a slightly bigger tractor to do our field work. I don't know if the John Deere 4020 has it in it. I mean, it can do it, but it's very, 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 very slow. I may have to get something with a little more horsepower to be able to do this. Although the John Deere 4020 is not going anywhere, so we're not going to get rid of this tractor at all. It'll be my mowing setup probably through most of this series. But yeah, if we look up here, it's all nice and flat. It's like a perfect place to put in a, you know, put in some buildings, put in a farm. We could actually do something with it. So we're going to at least have to earn over 80 grand. So that way we could buy a nice flat plot plus another plot that we can actually cut some more trees in. So we got our work cut out for us, that's for sure. Alright, let's see how fast we can go going downhill. 9 miles an hour, I'll take that. That's a lot quicker than trying to go up the hill. Another thing I'm going to have to buy is a pressure washer. This thing is absolutely filthy already. Like, holy cow. How the inside gets so dirty is what I want to know. Wow, it takes so long for that roller to engage and lower down to the ground. I tried to start it off at the beginning of back there, and it took about half the length of the field to lower itself. And we're slowly running out of daylight here. What's it, 6 o'clock in game? It's October, so the sun's going to be setting sooner. We may run out of daylight before we get this field done. Maybe not. The sun's still up in the air pretty decent amount. And that's a view right there. Looks like we got about 2 passes left and we're done. Definitely took a lot more time than I thought it was going to. But hey, I'm happy to actually have our first field in the ground, planted, and we'll be able to get quite a bit of bales off this over a period of time. Now eventually I will plow this grass field out and we will put a different crop in here, I'm sure. Maybe, most likely. Who knows? By the time we get that far, I may go ahead and we may keep it. Especially since we are getting some goats now. But time will tell. We've got a whole island that we've got to eventually buy. And who knows what we'll get into by that time. But we've got a big goal ahead of ourselves. We've got a lot to do. And we've got a lot of ground to work with. Now, I'm sure I won't have a farm as big as this whole island by any means, but we'll see. That would be really crazy, though, to eventually, like, cut out a big portion of the trees on the island and turn a lot of it into just this, like, mammoth. Turn it into a city, so to speak, where we have all different kinds of productions. We have a massive farm operation. Like, we could do something along those lines, too. We'll have to see as time goes on. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. This will definitely be a longer series, just because it's going to take so long to accomplish these things. But we'll see what we end up doing in the end. It'll be a fun experience, though. I'm kind of glad that I'm doing everything realistic and on hard economic difficulty, just because it really creates a challenge for us. And there we go. We have the field all planted, or cultivated, planted, rolled, and seeded, fertilized, everything. We are golden. Let's take a look at it. So I do have precision farming on. That's going to have to go. I'm going to have to turn that off. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll keep it on, and we just won't really mess with it until we actually have the equipment that can do something with. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that one. But I think that's what we're going to call it on today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you can, comment down below what you guys think we should do about the lumber mill. Would love to hear your guys' opinion. Like, I do want to change it out for something that's a little more on the realistic side, or more geared towards base game cycles. But do we have to earn the money to actually replace this sawmill, or can we just swap it out? Let me know what you guys think. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.